Hello and welcome to day 63 of Getting Good at Talking. I'm Leah and I'm recording myself talking to camera every day so that I can get better at talking to camera. I did it again. I am recording from bed. And I am sleepy. But we're showing up, Leah. We're here. And I know the last time, a few days ago, when we did this from bed, we said, not again, not again. And here we are, again. That's okay. You know what's really cool is that I can do this from bed. How fucking wild is that? I am laying in bed. That's fucking wild on its own. I have a bed to sleep in. There's a roof over my head. There's AC blowing from a vent above me. And I have the fan on. I'm in freshly laundered pajamas that I just took out of the dryer right before I showered. And I had a hot shower. It actually, at one point, was too hot. So I made it cool. And I could do that with the twist of a knob. When I showered, I used shampoo and conditioner and body wash. And then I toweled myself off with a freshly laundered towel. Actually, I have a few towels. I have a towel for my body, I have a towel for my hair, and I have a towel for my face. Oh, and I have a towel for my hands. Then I brushed my teeth. Actually, I brushed my teeth before the shower, but the order does not really matter. Because I brush my teeth with toothpaste and an electric toothbrush. And then I also flossed. I floss every night. And then, before all of this, I put away my laundry that had been freshly washed and dried. Freshly washed in a washer with water and in a dryer with electricity. I think it's an electric dryer. And it, like, how cool is this shit? Oh, is that thunder? I think that was thunder. And then, so, like how cool is this stuff? I have a roof over my head, and I have a window that, when it's daytime, light streams inside. And I can look out of it and see the sky. And then I can walk outside. I can use the door to walk outside. And I can play and do whatever I want outside. And then I can come back inside. And experience air conditioning. And I can drink water. I have access to water that I can drink. Clean water that I can drink and that I just showered in, and it just washed my clothes. And then I have a lamp that produces light so that I can do this at night, because otherwise it'd be dark. And I'm just on this little cube. It's not a cube. It's a little rectangle, filming myself from a bed so that I can put it on the internet. That's just so fucking wild. And I'm so fucking grateful. Like, I have a roof, I have technology, I have a bed. And I have so much more that I've already listed off. And then so much I haven't listed off. Like before my shower, and then before my shower was laundry, and then before laundry, I watched a movie on a television, sitting on a couch. I actually watched 2 movies. And I even ate some snacks. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? It's just amazing. It's like if you ever feel down, just like ask yourself, like, or just think about, like, the clothes you have on. You can start there. Like, that might be the easiest place to start if you're, like, spiraling and you're like, everything is terrible. And then you can think about, I have a shirt on. Someone made this shirt. This shirt was somehow manufactured, and I somehow became the possessor of this clothing item that I'm now wearing on my body. But it had to pass through, like, it was made. First, before it was made, it was designed. Someone designed it, and then someone made it, and then it traveled. I don't know how far. It traveled to a place where you could purchase it, or if it was given to you, it traveled I guess it had to be purchased at some point. And anyway, there's just like so many hands to be grateful for, just for like the shirt you have on. Isn't that wild? When I eat, I say a little prayer for you forever and ever. Okay. I say, I give thanks. I guess you could call it a prayer. I don't know. I give thanks. I give thanks to God. And then I think about where my food and beverage came from. Like it didn't just appear before me out of thin air. No. It had to be grown. It had to be cooked. It had to be packaged. It had to be like so many levels before it reached me. And yeah, I just think that's so neat. That's so cool. It's a miracle. It's magic. Everything is a miracle. Everything is magic. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was just sinking into my pillow. My pillow that I lay my head on. And I have another pillow underneath my legs. I have 2 pillows. That's crazy. And I am so incredibly grateful for all of it. I keep coming back to like I'm doing this from a bed. I'm recording myself from a bed and I'm gonna upload this to the internet. How crazy is that? Like, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Like, I don't even know how many years ago. Like, I don't know. I'm a millennial, so this stuff is, I still remember a time before it. And it's wild. It is wild. It's also wild to think that there are people, generations, who don't know a time before cell phones and social media and the internet. So this doesn't seem as wild to them as it does to someone who didn't have this all her life. Like, and even me, like, I mean, we had other technology, so it's not like a huge stretch. But it's just crazy. This stuff is just crazy. This is just what I'm thinking about before I go to sleep. I think it's a rather fun exercise to think about all of the things I have to be thankful for, to be grateful for. And I've only listed like material things. Also, I have my health. I'm a healthy person who can move her body, who can educate herself with the tools she's been given, I can create things, I can learn, I can observe, I don't know, all this stuff is just so wild, right? Right? Okay. My hand is falling asleep. It's so sleepy. You know, I hope that I spoke a little louder this time. I hope I'm easier to hear. I think that's my biggest it's not like an issue. It's not an issue. Like, it's crazy that I'm doing this from bed. And yeah, I'm speaking with a softer voice. It's just, I want to be able to hear myself. Anyway, I hope I'm holding the camera close enough that volume isn't an issue. But I just, as I started to talk about this, I realized the way I've had my pillow has kind of been, blocking my ears. So, and like when my ears are blocked, I'm not sure if I've been speaking as loudly as I think I have. Anyway, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. Because I'm recording a video from bed on a phone, and I'm gonna upload it to the internet. And I know I could say I'm gonna upload it to YouTube, but I feel like saying I'm gonna upload something to the internet ages me, and I kind of like it. Like, what year is this lady from? She's gonna upload something to the internet? Yeah, I am. So what? I feel called, even though this is going longer than I wanted, than I planned. I'm acting like I planned this to be a certain length. I didn't at all. I'm looking at my necklace, my butterfly necklace. I used to have an evil eye necklace, and it's a piece of jewelry. So for years I've only worn a necklace, and then when I got my nose ring, I now wear 2 pieces of jewelry always. And so I had an evil eye necklace that my ex-husband got me when he was my boyfriend, and I picked it out. I picked out this necklace, not this one, the evil eye. And so it was what I wanted, and I wore it all the time. And then we got a divorce, and I was still wearing it. And I was wearing it for, it was like almost a year after the divorce. And I had been newly going through things that held energy, like clothing and just furniture, but I was still wearing that necklace. And then it occurred to me, Leah, he bought that for you. Even though you picked it out, it's still tied to him. And immediately when I was like, fuck, well, I was like, well, I need a new necklace. So that day when I realized I needed to get rid of that necklace, I went and bought this one. And I went to the same jeweler that he bought the evil eye from, because it's like a local jeweler, and I wanted to support local women-owned businesses. And so I didn't know what I was going to get, and I found this one, and I was like, that's the one. And I took off the evil eye, and I told the lady who was helping me out, I was like, I don't want this. I'm not taking this with me. And she was like, actually, I don't think we can like take that. And I was like, well, I'm not leaving with it. So, like, I just wanted a place to dispose of it, pretty much. Like, I didn't want to throw it in the trash, really, but I was like, why not just leave it at the place where it came from? And so, they ended up giving me like $50 off or something. And I was like, oh, okay, like, whatever. I just wanted a place. I wasn't going to take it with me. That necklace was not leaving the store with me. And it didn't. It stayed there. And this one came home with me. Yes. A beautiful butterfly, just like me. Okay. I'm gonna go to sleep now. I'm gonna put in my night guard. And I'm gonna go to sleep. Actually, I'm gonna upload this to the internet, and then I'm gonna let that do its thing while I go to sleep. So I will see you tomorrow.